This way, Richard. There we go. Come on, boys. That's it. Move those feet, Bernie. That's the boy. There you go. Get him up. How are you waiting, Richard? Come on, Bernie. Move those feet. He's going to hurt you later. Oh, lose him. Put him on the couch. Put him down.
Okay, in case you don't know the movie, the guy in the blue shirt's dead. Okay, it was a clip from a movie, Bernie's Weekend at Bernie's. We've got a real Weekend at Bernie's story for you. A man in Ohio, ruled dead 20 years ago, he reappears, stands in front of a judge, but the judge says, no, your death status stands. You are not alive. Charles, that's an incredible way to avoid taxation.
It certainly is. And I got to tell you here, it didn't help that he went in front of the same judge that declared him dead in the first place.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So this judge is like, are you kidding me? By the way, the guy wants Social Security benefits. He wants a driver's license. And, you know, his death benefits were going to his kids. He wants to reverse that. The judge is like, are you kidding me? Get the heck out of here. You know what? You gamed the system. You didn't, you weren't part of the system for 20 years.
So he purposely disappeared?
Well, he said he was an alcoholic and he got lost. He lost his job.
Okay,
but,
right.
you know, whatever it was, certainly he can't be rewarded for it. Although his lawyer does think that somehow they'll go somewhere else and ultimately get all those benefits.
Okay, I've just reversed my opinion, actually. He is all right. We are hours away from President Obama officially nominating Janet Yellen as Fed chair. Stocks a little bit higher on that news. It's a modest bump. Look, Charles, she's a money printer, we are told. A money printer in the Ben Bernanke mold.
Right.
And I think that's why the Dow has this very modest bump. Or is that modest bump because there may be light at the end of the debt tunnel?
I think the market's far more concerned about this debt tunnel thing than Janet Yellen right now. That's not news. We kind of knew after Summers withdrew his name, his hat from the ring. And I also think that the market, a lot of people in the market would love to see the rally baton, no matter what you believe, you know, go from supposed money printing to an actual economy that's working. I mean, at some point, you just can't have $3.5, $4 trillion on the Fed balance sheet and think that you can sleep well at night forever.
Watch out, everybody. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here. He usually has some pretty strong opinions on the Federal Reserve. What's your opinion on the appointment of Janet Yellen?
Well, first of all, Charles is, as he always is, right. I mean, the market has other things on its mind. But, of course, the market does love that free cash flowing out. And she's essentially not going to bring any change at all. Well, so when you have 7.5% unemployment and the divisiveness that we have now and an over-regulated economy, do you really want more of the same from the Federal Reserve? Answer from the president, yes, he does.
You know, hold on for 1 second. You imply that all this money printing, the money goes to the stock market. I disagree. I think the money goes to the bond market, keeping interest rates way down, so the return on my bank CD or my bond is negligible. So if I want a good rate of return, I put it into stocks.
I think technically you're right, but the investor class likes when the Federal Reserve prints cash, no matter how long it takes to get to them and how they choose to invest it. If the president shocks everybody and instead of walking out with Janet Yellen in a few hours, walks out with Ron Paul, I think, and I say that with glee, not with derision. This is a fantasy that I have.
Yes,
I think you'll see a severe reaction on the part of the stock market because the press, the Fed's printing presses will be thrown into the Potomac River.
There'll be a 1,000-point loss. 10 seconds.
Like it's pedometer. They're rolling back to zero and start from scratch.
Hold on a second. Judge, you're right sitting there. I want you to listen to what the president said yesterday about the debt ceiling, then respond to it. Listen to this.
Because it's called raising the debt ceiling, I think a lot of Americans think it's raising our debt. It is not raising our debt. This does not add a dime to our debt.
Respond.
That is 180% wrong.
Correct.
Whatever percentage you want to use. I can't even conjure up an intellectually honest defense to that statement. Right now, the debt of the federal government is approaching $17 trillion. If he gets his way in a year, it will be in excess of $18 trillion. If that is not adding to the debt, I don't know what is. I can't imagine what he was thinking when he made that statement.
Well, that's an incredible spin. That's what he's trying to do. But, you know, I think the president is in a corner on debt. 2006, he says, don't raise the debt limit. That would be unpatriotic. 2011, he's in charge when we're downgraded because of debt. And now he says, yeah, he wants more debt. He wants a blank check, but he doesn't want to admit that it means more debt.
There are libertarians who supported him against John McCain because of many of the things he said when he was in the Senate. He was in favor of civil liberties. He was against increasing debt. As soon as he got into the White House, he became the opposite of that which he said he would be. And obviously, it's disappointed all small government people. This is the biggest big government president the country has ever had. He's the opposite of a small government person there. But this is just yet another example of where you take words that he used when he was in the Senate, and today it sounds like it's coming from Tom Graves, the small government Republican from Georgia who's leading the assault on the floor of the House. It doesn't sound like it's coming from Barack Obama.
I think he's getting hurt with this debt crisis. AP poll out 2 hours ago shows his approval rating at 37%. That's
well, if
very low.
If he makes statements that are the moral equivalent of 2 + 2 = 22, which is basically what he said in the clip you just ran, of course he's going to get hurt because he'll have no credibility whatsoever.
Judge, many thanks. Always good.
Pleasure,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Ron Paul.
Yeah, Ron Paul. In the unlikely event.